welcome to the space where knowledge meets the action. Welcome to the Empowerment Show, where we break down the barriers, helping you grow. Financial literacy, speaking truth to the power. Real conversation, changing lives by the hour. We inspire to change, here we challenge the status quo. Sharing tools for building wealth, watching your seeds grow. Empower you to take control of your future. No more living in the past, we're the authors of the suture. Get ready, get set, let the movement begin. Because empowerment starts now, let the light in.
All right. Welcome to the Empowerment Show. Let me tell you something. Every time I hear that, I gotta bob my head a little something because the music is really popping. One of my sons, he kind of hooked that up, and I really appreciate him for doing so because he did a very good job. Generally we start this show off by looking for things that we need to be grateful for. Now, when I say I am grateful to have a roof over my head, it's kind of like a segue into the conversation of today. So today's conversation, we're going to talk about homelessness and how homelessness and slavery kind of they meet up with each other, especially the way that this administration is changing the laws. Um, I'm very grateful to have a roof over my head. There are many people who don't. I'm very grateful that I have a plate of food to eat every night because there are those that don't. So I would tell everyone to make sure that you look for someone to be grateful for, because as bad as you think you're doing, there's always somebody out there that's doing worse. Now, this evening, I know we started a little late show because we usually have one on Wednesday, and I know today is Thursday. But today I decided to bring a young lady in so we can sit down and we can have this nice little discussion about homelessness, slavery, or pretty much anything else that you want to discuss. So if you like what we hear, there's a little thing up there that says comment. You can leave a comment. And also at the top, you see the phone number. You can dial the phone number and join in on the conversation. So today I have a young lady and her name is Shawan, and I'm going to bring her right on in so everybody can say hello. So hello there. Here's your applause. I'd like to let you know that you're here. We usually ring the bell, but we decided to, give you your flowers now. How you doing, Miss Shawan? For some reason, the brother can't hear you. So let's try this again. How you doing, Miss Shawan?
Hello, I am well. How are
All
you?
right, we got you. We got you. All right. All the technical difficulties have been taken care of. No snafu here. So we're looking good. And we're rolling, So listen, I had sent you some topics and I wanted to talk about homelessness in this country. It seems now that the law puts it down that if you're homeless and you don't have a home, you can be arrested. You can be put in jail. You can be charged as a criminal. Now, I understand that in this country, there's a lot of money that's being spent on incarceration. And unfortunately, the majority of people that are incarcerated kind of look like us. So if you take the amount of people that are homeless and you start locking them up in jail, so now we start the Jim Crow again because they can't pay to get out. They can't pay for bail. They can't afford to have a home. And being homelessness in this country again is a crime. So what do you think we could do about this situation? Maybe there's something we can change, or I don't know. What do you think about this particular thing about us going back to slavery because of the administration and the rules that have been changed in the laws?
I'm not exactly sure what to say with regards to that because it begins with even having a fair wage to even begin to afford a decent place to live. So it becomes a vicious cycle of homelessness and desperation, a lack of knowledge, a lack of resources. So um, I don't even know where to begin. To There are so many avenues to go down, which we would hope that any one of them might help alleviate some of the stress. But it's at this point, it just really seems like a bottomless pit, a vicious cycle of desperation, homelessness, and unemployment.
Let me ask you, where do you think this is going to lead to? Because I was out in California and I was at a nice, pretty nice hotel, and it was really prestigious. But when you walk outside the door, it wasn't even a block away. I mean, the amount of homeless people that I saw there in California. Then I slid down to Philadelphia. My God, underneath the bridges. I mean, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of people that are homeless, don't have a
Yes.
home. This is not. We're not playing games here. This is the real deal. Yeah.
Yes.
What? And it just seems like this administration. It just kind of seems like for a while we haven't really paid much attention to solving the problem of homelessness. Now, I've been in other countries. I've been in some of the socialist countries, as they call them over here. They say that they're bad, but I've been in some of those countries, and one of the things I didn't see was a homeless person. I've been in some of the what we would known as what did my man call them, S-hole countries. But I've been down to Aruba and a couple of other islands, which you would think that there would be homelessness. Yes, they're not as luxurious as we are. They don't live in the big old apartments and big homes like we do. But I tell you one thing, I haven't seen a homeless person there because they take care of each other. They look out for each other, including the government. Now, we have a government here, this administration, they'd rather put you in jail, incarcerate you, than to try to solve this homeless issue. And this is why I say it reminds me of slavery, because once you are incarcerated and you can't pay the bail to get out, you can't afford the home, you're not getting wages. Now you become, by definition, you become a criminal. So once they make you a criminal, put you in this institution, they that like down in Alabama, they'll send your little butt out to the cotton field to pick cotton, forced labor. So if you can't pay, now you're put into forced labor. What is forced labor if that's not slavery, or if that's not some form of Jim Crow?
Indentured servitude. That's exactly what it is.
Doesn't seem indentured, because indentured, at least at the end, you're looking for a pay or something. Somebody's giving you something out of the deal. What do you get out of this deal?
Your freedom, I'm guessing. I don't know. You can't. I don't know, because I don't understand um, why it is necessary to continue this. It costs more to keep people incarcerated than it does to build affordable housing, and that's the problem for me. We have overcrowding in the prison system as it already is. And then so to penalize someone who doesn't necessarily want to be homeless, but is, because the truth be told, we are all a paycheck away from homelessness at this point in time in America. Um, so there, but for the grace of God goes I. And to say that it's more convenient, it's not about convenience. It's about uh institutionalize or further institutionalizing black and brown people. It's about thinking that this is a way to um, further demean our communities. We refuse to get behind one another. We refuse to support one another. We refuse to educate ourselves. We are willing to accept what's being given to us, and that's very unfortunate. Especially today. It's very
So
unfortunate.
why do you think that is? I mean, because when I was growing up, school was something that people considered to be very important. Uh, the education system now has been depleted, and I think that's why it's been dilapidated and gone down the way it is. It's because they're throwing out the baby in the bathwater, to
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
In other words, in order for them, or what they plan to do, to get rid of the education system here, they want to defund it, do away with it, throw it in the garbage. But here it is, public school.
Mhm.
A lot of us can't afford to go to these private institutions. A lot of us can't afford to go to charter schools. So if you remove the public system, that system of education, and what moves in? Private, private education. And
Yes.
people are not going to be able to afford to go. So is this a way of making the poor poorer and illiterate? Is this a way to make richer people richer and smarter? Because at one point in time, the only people that were able to get an education were those that can afford one.
Correct. And that's
Okay.
absolutely what we are leaning our way back to. We're leaning our way back to a time when we were undereducated or not educated at all, especially a lack of education for women as a whole, not just women of color, but women as a whole. And then we go into the those things that subdivide us. But to not have an education, to not be able to read and write, puts you definitely at the mercy of others. And whereas when I was coming up, my grandparents were definitely instilling the value of an education into us because they weren't able to continue their education as much as they would have wanted to because they needed to work in the fields. We weren't that far removed from sharecropping and Jim Crow and segregation. And so those things were instilled in us the importance of the education so that we might get ahead. And what has happened since then is that, oh, I got here and I didn't have an education. And now the importance is being taken away from education. Oh, college is not for everyone. Um, there,
I hate,
there
you know, I truly hate. I really, no, I shouldn't even use the word hate. That's kind of strong. I truly disapprove when I hear people say that college is not for everyone because they throw that out there first. That's the first thing they throw out. They don't come and say, try it, see if you like it, see if it's for you. You're talking to an 18-year-old, 17-year-old who's in high school. They're ready to get the hell out of high school and they want to put it in the rear view mirror and they never want to see school again. They're looking to get out there and get that job because they think at 18 they get a job, they're set. And we all know that's not true.
yeah.
So you're telling the 18-year-old, someone who's easily influenced, you say, you know what, college is not for everyone. Then you get some old celebrity that'll get on TV and say, well, I made it without college. They're not telling you that every person they hire has a college degree. They don't want to hire people to work for them that don't have a college degree because they're dealing with a lot of money and a lot of, you don't want someone that's not educated to work and deal with your money. That would be insane. Then you got a president that comes on there and says, I love the poorly educated. He uses it improperly because they'll turn around and say, well, they're the smartest people in the world. Really? That doesn't sound right. It sounds like an oxymoron. Yeah, you know. And the way that this country I see is pushing us, they're trying to push us back to a point where we have a lot of ignorant people, meaning they just don't know. Kind of like Dr. Martin Luther King. One of the things that he said, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., he would say you have two type of people in the world. You have those that are sincerely ignorant. They just don't know. They don't know. They don't know. You know, that's what they say, ignorance is bliss. So you don't know, you don't know. Then the other type of person that you have, those that are conscientiously stupid, they know, and they still continue to be sheep and follow along.
Yeah.
You see, they know what the truth is. They know what they need to do. But look, in politics, they'll throw money in. So money will be a factor. Well, yeah, we'll go that way. I mean, look, like we were talking about the prisons and we're talking about how we're been incarcerated and that we're high numbers in that institution, the criminal institution, right? Well, you think about it, that's a way of making money. So here we go back to slavery. What did we use a slave? What was a slave utilized for? I mean, not just to work, but to produce, right? Make money. That's why they got them, because they became a product. They weren't a person. They dehumanize them, put them out there in the field as though they were a machine. So you build these private prisons. You're building them not the how's the worst of the worst of the worst, if they want to say. You got these prisons that are there to make money off the prisoners. And how do they do that? Hey, we talked about like Alabama. You pick cotton, you need a cotton picker. I got one for you. You know, and that's kind of the way it seems like we're going into this cycle of us going into prisons, us going into this system. We're coming out with nothing, and then we're being told you don't need an education to make it. See, it's the funny thing is that when I was growing up, I was told you had to be twice as good.
Yeah.
You can't be twice as good if you don't have an education. I don't know where this thing came along with people now. They're saying, I don't need an education in order to make it. To make it where? Where do you plan on making it without an education? I talked to some young people that I've talked to for years, and now they're coming to me saying, hey, you know what? I need to go to college. I need to go to school. You see, this is what a lot of us don't understand. You go back to slavery, there was a time, I go back to there, where they didn't want you to read or write.
Exactly.
You see? There's a reason why they didn't want you to read or write. See, when you read or write or you become educated, you become dangerous. Because knowledge is power.
Exactly.
Then you start to realize and see what these so-called people, the powers that be, you see what they're up to. You look at people like this Trump guy and his family where they're making hundreds and billions of dollars off the American people. They're making so much money, you could wheel it away in wheelbarrows, but you say we need money for education. Oh, you need money for housing. Oh, we got a big homeless problem out there. Oh, and he'll tell you to your face he don't care.
Yeah.
So again, I'm trying to figure out how are we going to solve this problem. I mean, I can lay the problems out. I know that homelessness is a problem. I understand that education is a problem. And then you get to the medical field. Jesus, that's another problem. And you got these people who want to be administrators and they want to run the country, and they tell you, we can't help you. We're taking money out of your SNAP program. You know what? We're going to take money out of your Medicare, your Medicaid. We're taking that money. Matter of Social Security, hey, this is social net. You know, you guys don't need it. So we'll take the money out of your Social Security and then tell you, guess what? Later on, we don't have enough to give out to those who've been contributing for years.
Exactly.
So here it is again. I try to explain to especially the young people, get your ass out and vote. Please don't let people come and tell you that voting and your vote doesn't matter. Okay? I'm going to straight up to tell you here because we're on a type of network where I can tell you that's bullshit. That's just another lie. Okay? My man Malcolm X said it. He said it well. You've been bamboozled. You've been hoodwinked. Okay? And this is what's going on with us, black people, or the American people in general. You got the poor whites that they live in very poorly, impoverished, but yet they don't like the black person next door because he owns a Cadillac. You see, he make 2 cents more than you make, and this is what's going on. This is the segregation all over again.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Based on class, based on a couple of dollars, but the powers that be, they're laughing because they're making so much money. You're paying all these taxes. Where's the tax money going? It's supposed to go towards these social services that we get, but is it going there? It's going in their pockets. Hundreds of billions of dollars that's being spent. We spend hundreds of billions of dollars every year that we give out to other countries like Israel. And Israel, they go to school for free. They have universal health care. They don't have a housing situation over there. But we give our money to the government and say we're hoping that the government is supposed to do right by us, but they're giving our money away. We got a situation with the gas prices. You complain the gas prices going up. You got to ask yourself why. If we own all of the gas, all of the oil, we don't import. We export. So if we got enough that we can export, why is our gas prices going up? Are you going to tell me that's not gouging? That's not the big rich oil people making money on who? The tax people. And who do they give this money to? They'll give extra money to our government system, and our government system will come back to you and say, yeah, you got to pay all this money because of the war.
Hmm.
You got me?
Of
The
course.
war efforts. Now you go into that. You got this guy, Kushner. What is his name? The son-in-law of Jerry Kushner.
Derek Kushner, yeah.
He bought stocks and selling drones, military drones. Who's he selling them to? Yeah, I'm just saying is that we're living in a corrupt society, and the people that are getting screwed around are us, the regular layman guy that was willing to get up to go to work every day. Forget this black and this white construct. We're talking about our families and how we're gonna live in this country and raise our families. I think everybody here and everybody in the country or families, they feel the same way. They don't want much, man. I want to earn a living. I want to have a home. I want to get a decent wage. I want medical if I need it. You understand?
That's
and
right.
I don't want to pay $1 million for it that all these insurance companies are making billions and billions of dollars off us. Everybody is making more money and making money except for who? Us. Okay? We're just a commodity. We are just the ATM. Let me go stick my card in and see how much I can get out. That's all we are. We're just the ATM to this administration and to this country. And I know I've been rambling on and on and on. Got to let a sister get an opportunity to weigh in on that.
I have no objection or counter, I should say, because we pretty much feel the same way on the issues. I think it's devastating that enough Americans don't realize that we do actually export gas and oil, and that having to import it or there being a war is an excuse to upcharge us for something that's already here. We don't have to wait on deliveries or blockades. It's here. And so to charge us more for something that already exists here is utterly ridiculous. You're going to make money off of us. You're going to make money off of those that you are exporting it to as well. You're defunding every public educational program that exists for the benefit of lower income families and communities. And funding what? What are we doing with it? Why are we defunding daycare? Why are we defunding PBS? Why are we doing that? What do we hope to gain by taking away the educational foundation?
Look here, you and I don't hope to take anything away because it's not us that's taking it away. My thing is like this. Okay, you close down one department or you do something, you defund it. Now remember, a lot of this money was already allocated through Congress. So when you defund it, where's that money go? Because the money's there. Where's the money go? You take the money away. Where is that money going? Is it going to Cash Patel? Or is it going to Pam Bondi? Oh, no, she's out of the picture now. Well, she may be out of the picture. Is it going to Christine? No. Where is the money going? That's my question. You don't have enough money for us, but you got enough money for everything else. You can come out your butt and you want to build some, what is it, West End? The White House? Come on. It's ridiculous. Remember at first, we weren't supposed to pay for it. Now we're paying for it? And the price keeps going up. Again, come on, man. They are ripping us off.
But we can build the ballroom.
Oh, look, back in the day, I say back in the day, during slavery time, in order for slavery to actually work, you had to get other people on board. Because everybody didn't own a slave. And everybody wasn't down with the slavery deal. There were people that abolitionists and other people that were like, no, that's not really cool. All right. But in order to make it work, you had to kind of get a majority of people to say, you're right to do that. So what did they do? They started coming up with things. They called you the N-word. They dehumanize you as much as they can. All right. And this was spread from one place to another. So the prejudice started spreading. Then the racism came in. where they took more control, they took more bodies, to put them on the auction block. Now, the average American, and I say American because we were not Americans, we weren't considered anything, right? So the average American, they would take their little daughters and they take their little sons down to this auctioning block to buy what? To buy end people. And I use the word end so everybody understands what end means. But to go there and to purchase those people as though they were property. Then with the chattel slavery, hell, I could be watching your kid all his life, and then when he grows up, he's going to take my kid, and now my kid is going to be his slave, and so on and so on and so on. And there you have the chattel slavery. So I feel that we're going backwards. When they say going backwards, I believe this is what they're trying to get us back to make us a commodity, a product. And how do they do it? Look, LBJ, Lyndon B. Johnson said it. I think he said it best. You give a person somebody to look down upon, and you can pick every dime out of their pocket. Hell, they'll give you every money in their pocket. So black people in this country have been someone to look down upon for years, and we're always that as far as these people are concerned. But now they give you somebody else. They give you the brown people. They give you the immigrants because, they give you the Haitians because, they eating the cats and dogs. Now, remember we talked about slavery, and I was telling you that in order for the slavery to work, you had to get other people on board, Americans. So here now you got it again. What do you got on board now? You got the Ku Klux Klan. That was an organization that was started. You got the United Daughters of the Confederate. That's another one. You got the Heritage Foundation. I mean, and we go on and on. The Oath Keepers, the Proud Boys, on and on. One organization after another that are convincing the American public that people that look like me by default are criminals. That people that look like me are dehuman. We're not even human.
Yeah.
And then here you got an administration. What do they do with your civil rights? Huh? What do they do? Huh? Toss it out the window, saying you don't need it.
Every opportunity.
You don't need to be protected. And on and on and on. They keep throwing these things out there to be woke. Oh, that's a black thing. You're woke. Yeah, you're damn right I'm woke. I'd rather be woke than sleep. Because if I'm woke, that means I'm aware.
Yes.
I mean, how much crazy you got to get than that? But they'll take something like that, as I say, the powers that be, and what do they make it? Something negative.
Yes.
I talk to people about DEI. Most people don't even know what the hell it means. They look at DEI and say it's black people.
Far from it. Diversity, equity, and inclusion.
What's the problem with that? If you have a bank portfolio, right, you're going to diversify because that's how you make the most you get money. The most equity because you're diversified, right? In this country, we diversify and we build. But unfortunately, the powers that be, they don't want to diversify. They want it to incarcerate you. They want to throw out the 14th and 13th Amendment. They want to throw that out the window and bring your ass back to being a slave. That's what they want to do. They want to bring back that form of slavery, that form of control. And now they don't just want to do it to you. They want to do it to everybody. Them po-ass white people, they going to jail too. Right alongside them po-ass black people. Because what do the white people call them? What do they call it? What's the term? Po-trash. Trailer trash. So trailer trash is the same as somebody coming out of what we call the ghetto, which is it actually an improper term because ghetto actually came from the Jews, and it was a gathering of the people of the same ethnicity. So if you're Italian and everybody in your neighborhood is Italian, guess where you live at? In a ghetto. If everybody in your neighborhood around you is Irish, guess where you live at? In an Irish ghetto. So the word ghetto, we have no ownership to that, as though we try to take some ownership to it. Well, we don't have ownership to that. But like I said, miseducation. They don't want us to be educated. They don't want us to learn about ourselves, which is why they've taken a lot of the books out of schools.
Yes.
Toni Morrison. I mean, Jesus Christ, why would you take Toni Morrison out of a classroom? She's a hell of a writer. Damn good writer. Yes. It's not bad enough that they don't want to teach us about ourselves. That's one. It's even worse when you want to give misinformation. Straight up made up misinformation. You don't want to tell us who we are. You want to tell us who you want us to be. You want us to emulate. And if we don't emulate, you'll kill us. You'll drop drugs in our neighborhood. You'll put guns in our neighborhoods. You know those 3-letter organization that uses the 3 letters, right? They'll drop drugs in your neighborhood.
Yep.
And then turn around and say you're bad. You're no good. You're evil. The majority of people that commit these crimes don't look like me. Not at all.
Yeah,
You can look at the stats. The majority of people that are on this social service that need it really bad, like the welfare, they don't look like you or I. Okay? They don't. But if you said welfare, they point the finger at us right away.
Yes.
So there's a lot of misconception that's been put out there. A lot of lies that have been put out there. Okay? A lot of propaganda speeches and stuff that have been put out there to put us down. And they're getting smarter and smarter with it because they got a lot of us on that same bandwagon saying, yeah, he's just like that. We can't hire him. Think about this. Guy goes out to hire a plumber. You're a black guy, white, black woman, black guy, whatever. You go out to hire a plumber. Black guy comes up to your house. You ain't looking to hire him. White guy comes up. Well, that looks about right. So we don't even hire our own people because we're looking at each other as though we're some sort of criminals.
Yeah,
we got something, already. Look, ever since this integration experiment took place, us as a people have become more integrated, and people don't understand how redlining took place. All of these things that took place to segregate us as a people. As a people, we're segregated. I can remember after the integration, what was it? You're light skinned, you're good to go. But what was it? What the hell did they say? If you're black, get back. If you're brown, stick around. If you're tan, you're grand. And if you're white, well, that's the color of the white man. See? They used to go around saying stupid stuff like that. Again, more propaganda, more of the, marketing strategies. You want somebody to smoke cigarettes, you put the billboard up outside. You put a whole bunch of them out on there. You get a whole bunch of celebrities to go along with. You watch them on TV, they're cool.
Yeah.
Inhaling the stuff that will actually kill them. So this is what I mean about the propaganda. This is what's going on with our people. There's so much propaganda, so many lies out there. You don't know what to believe or not what to believe. And then the man is smart. He tell you don't believe the news.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's all fake. It's all fake. Then they tell you to turn around and say don't believe your lying eyes. I just watched that man get killed and choked to death. No. That's not what you saw. I'm sorry. And this is the way that they treat us, like we're ignorant, we're dumb, we're stupid. And some of us are falling in that line of being sheep. Some of us are strong. Some of us are trying to make things happen, like the NAACP and the National Coalition of Black Women or Negro Women and Jack and Jill's. And we have certain people out here that are actually fighting for us, but all of us kind of need to get on that bandwagon. And I'm tired of hearing about we're not monolithic. Hell, who in this world is? I mean, who agrees with what? You agree with everything, everybody? Come on, there's nobody monolithic. But when it comes to certain policies, we have to be monolithic. When it comes to housing, you don't think we should be on the same page? When it comes to education, medical, you don't think we need to be on the same page?
Absolutely.
And those things need to be priority. That needs to be made a priority if you want to make America great again. That needs to be a priority than taking our ass over there to Iran and starting some nonsense over there. Talk about the man. What do you say? About, he's got nuclear capability. And then they turn around and say, well, we destroyed it all. We killed him. So my question is, well, if you destroyed it all, what the hell are we still doing there?
That part.
Yeah. I mean, we were supposed to go over there because of their nuclear capability. Well, we took away their nuclear capability. Then he lies and says, well, they have no Navy. We destroyed that.
The reality
no Air Force.
He wants the Gaza Strip. And so all of this is to claim ownership of the Gaza Strip. That's all. It's a shell game. It's cloak and dagger. He wants the Gaza Strip.
Well, there's got to be a reason why they want the Gaza Strip, and I would probably say the same reason why they hit up Venezuela to control the oil.
Yes.
Have you ever heard of a thing called the petrodollar?
Yes.
Petrodollar is money that you accrued from oil, the wealth that you get from oil. So the more oil you have, the more oil that you control, the more petrodollars, of course, you have, and which gives you more control around the world. So Venezuela, Iran, Iraq, all of these big places that have, what do they have in common? Oil,
Oil.
and lots of it. And lots of it. Because he was complaining, well, they closed the streets of Homo. Yeah, really? You closed it. Because they said you bombed them, you killed these hundreds of kids, didn't apologize for it. You're going around blowing up and killing all these people that have nothing to do with your governmental system. They don't give two shits about it, right? But you're killing them up, and then you say, well, we're gonna have to. You guys got the straight closed, so you're gonna have to we're gonna force you to open it. That was the first one. We're gonna force you to open it. Then he turns around and says, well, we're keeping it closed. Oh, huh? Wait a minute.
Yeah.
How's that work out? The math ain't mathing.
It
Doesn't
already
work out for me. I mean, either you got control over it and you shutting it down, or they got control over it and keeping it shut down. And you really can't stroll up in there. And the funny thing is, you know what the irony is? The only people that couldn't get any oil was us.
Yeah. Everybody else was able to get exactly what they needed.
So what did my man do? He went over to Russia, and all the sanctions he had on Russia, he took them away. So now Russia, Putin, can make a few more $1 billion. It's just, I'm telling you, this thing is like, it's becoming very obvious and it's becoming very comedic. I'm sorry, you got to laugh at it, or you're gonna. I don't understand it. I don't understand how this world is going. We're all human beings on this planet. We all should be living and working together towards a better way of life, towards a future. But because of these greedy ass corporations out here, these greedy ass people out here, the only thing they're gonna do is kill the planet, man. I mean, we don't have to rely on oil as a source of energy. We don't. But every time somebody comes up with another source that's better than the oil, they kill it. Oil is dangerous. Let me tell you, in my household, we went from oil burner, which we were doing for 20 plus years, and we switched over to gas. You know, the funny thing, they got this chute where all the air and everything comes through that blows through the house because it's centralized air. There's a filter down in the bottom. You got to change it a couple of times, maybe a week or week and a half. You got to change it. So every time we would pull out the ones from the oil, that damn filter would be black. We switched over to gas. We had the thing in there. I pulled it out. I showed it to my wife. Said, you want me to change it? She said, no, what are you going to change it for? Because it was clean. We put it back in another week later. I pull it out. Guess what? It's still clean.
Okay.
So this oil, burning this oil was not exactly healthy for us, but they don't care.
Yeah.
This is what people in America need to understand. The powers that be don't give two shits about you. And I would tell people, don't listen to what they say. The proof is in the pudding. Okay? Proof is in the pudding. You show me where they're doing right by us, while they're taking care of our medical, not spending all our money and giving it away to other people who don't have to pay for their medical. Tell us they can't take care of our housing, but they're giving all this money away. And now, you know what else they want to do? The military. So Israel and the United States kind of want to have this joint venture where they're going to have Israeli soldiers and commanders in our U.S. Army. And what the hell does that mean? If I'm a soldier in the United States, I gotta listen to some cat from Israel. Now he's gonna be my commander. I'm not doing that. What happened about America? Why are we constantly kissing these Jewish people's ass? I'm sorry, not Jewish people, these Zion people's asses. Don't understand it. I mean, Bibi, he's not Jewish, you know. Netanyahu, he's not Jewish. He's from Poland. From Poland. He's not even from there. The state of Israel is the state of Israel because in the Bible, Israel is not a place, it's a name, it's a person. So here it is, one lie after another, after another, after another, after another that's being told to the American people. And then they're being told, this is a problem, that's a problem, this is a problem, abortion is a problem. They're being told all of these different problems. And then the guy comes along and says, you know what? I'm the only one that can solve it. Yeah, he solves it by causing more problems. We got a cat in there. You know firsthand, man. We got a cat in office that people put him in office because they say he's a great businessman because they saw him on The Apprentice. They're not telling you all the bankruptcy this man has had. They're not telling you that this man bankrupted a casino, a cash cow casino. You know, the house always wins casino. He bankrupted them. Look what he did out there in Atlantic City. Tell me about it.
Yeah, well, he bankrupted all three casinos as I used to live in Atlantic City. So you had Trump Tower, Trump Plaza, and I can't remember the other one off the top of my head right now. However, he bankrupted all three of them. And recently, I believe it was in the last 3 years that they actually held an auction to see who would get to push the detonator of the dynamite to blow up Trump Plaza. That's how despised he is in Atlantic City, New Jersey. A lot of those casino employees, by the time he bankrupted them, they were not even able to get severance packages. They went months without pay and then weren't given severance packages after losing their jobs. So
now, they probably were all immigrants. A good majority of them are immigrants. So he don't care anyway. What are you going to do? Take him to court? He got so much money, you take me to court. You'll be in litigation for years and years and years.
Yeah, forever. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But this whole administration to me is nothing but crooks in them. They're robber barons and they're grifters. And the only piece of the people that they're grifting is us. Like I told you, you put the propaganda out there. You make people believe what you want them to believe. And then you go after it. Then you go into their pockets and take all their money.
Well, he's good.
They're eating the catching dogs. They're eating the catching dogs. They're coming here to rape you. They're going to rob you. They're going to rape your family. So right away, these patriotic Americans, they can't have that. They put their hand over their heart, one hand over their heart, and one hand on their gun. And they're ready to kick your ass out of this country that they stole anyway. But they're ready to kick you out of the country anyway.
Yeah.
Because they feel you're not supposed to be here because you're an immigrant. But isn't everybody here kind of like an immigrant, except for the native people that were here? Just a little curious about that. People want to take ownership. They want to take ownership for something that they conquered or stolen or they raped, pillaged, and burned for. And, on one more note, just before we get ready to break out, because it's getting close to that time, I'm going to say this. I like to ask all you black people that look like me, why do you celebrate the 4th of July? Is it because you just get a day off? I mean, it was just because you get a day off. But if you waving that American flag and putting hand over your heart that you're a big patriot, please remember something. When those people were talking about we, the people, you weren't included. Because people that look like you and I, they weren't changed. Native people were considered to be savages. And women, you weren't even in the picture at all. Black people were only considered to be 3/5 of a person. We weren't even considered to be a whole person. They dehumanized us straight up. So the only people that the 4th of July can be talking about is those damn oppressors. And I'm going to tell you, the oppressors of my ancestor, I'm not sitting around and saying, hey, you were free. But it was all right that you kept us in chains. I'm not going to do that. I'm sorry. People may disagree with me. And honestly, I don't give a damn. You agree or don't disagree. There's no way that I'm going to celebrate my oppressor's liberty freedoms. Hey, here it is. What did he have liberty to do? Give me liberty or give me death. So now they gave him liberty to do what? To own property? That's what he wanted to have the liberty for. All right. And the property was us, human property.
Exactly.
That's the liberty he wanted. He wanted to have the liberty so he could beat the shit out of his wife and not have to worry about going to court. That's the liberty that he wanted. Exactly. He wanted the liberty to be a robber baron, to steal from you, to lie to you, to cheat to you, to hang your ass from a damn tree if he wanted to. Is that the liberty that we're talking about? Because with damn sure I'm not talking about liberation for all. Right on?
Right on.
All right. I'm black and I'm proud and it will always be. But I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and I'm going to say it in the way that I want. This is the way I see it, so I'm translating this way. Now, it's maybe based on opinions. Nah, it's kind of based on fact. Yeah, you guys went up there and you said, we the people. You even wrote a whole constitution, a whole big thing. And you celebrate it every year. Stars, boom, boom, boom. All this going on because we've been freed. You've been freed for Britain. From Great Britain. But you thought it was okay that you be free, but not everyone else.
That's
and
right.
Because of that, I can't celebrate that. Can't celebrate that. And just to other black people out there, we have holidays. Maybe we need to start celebrating some of our own. I saw some people out there was having problems talking about we shouldn't celebrate Juneteenth. Why not?
Why not?
Some people celebrated their liberation. It's not okay for us to celebrate ours. What? I'm a little at loss with this.
Yeah,
I get a little. I'm sorry, I get a little hype and whatever, but I'm a little lost at that, and I'm really surprised at black people. You won't celebrate Kwanzaa. You won't celebrate Juneteenth, but let somebody get out there and wave that damn American flag. You throwing your hand over your heart, and that American flag ain't meant nothing to us for years about being slave and being put down, segregated, Jim Crow. All underneath this American flag that we've been waving. Now, I'm an American. I served the United States Army. I did my time. I'm not a patriot. I'm a veteran. Because
yes.
Patriots think about what they want to do. Veterans actually get their ass out there and do it. Okay? So I've been a veteran. I'm a veteran. I'll get out there. I'll stand up for what is right. And I think all Americans should do so. Maybe we need to change this ideology of the 250 years of freedom because all of us wasn't free. Okay?
Agree.
Maybe we need to rewrite it as we the people and actually include all the people.
Hey.
All the people. Everybody. Everyone that's in this country should be treated as we the people.
Yes.
Okay. Because I hear everybody want to kick everybody out, and this person is bad, and that person is bad. How about y'all? Y'all commit more crimes than any damn body in this country. I mean, let's think about this. White men commit more crimes than anybody. Sexual abuse, domestic abuse, okay? Robberies, rapes, okay? Mass shootings.
Yes.
So why are we not going after them?
Yeah, why don't we call them savages? Why don't we belittle, berate them? We won't. We don't.
No, we turn them into heroes, and we let them go, all 1,600 of them that decided they wanted to break into the Capitol, criminals.
That's right.
Now we let them go, and then turn around and want to reward them. and guess the number they wanted to reward them with? 1776. Think about that. 1776. They want to reward some criminals.
It's a shame.
It seems to be. All right, party people. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I have nothing for me to apologize about. I feel the way that I feel. I'm sorry if you don't ride along with me. Hey, that's you. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But those people that have tuned in, I greatly appreciate it. Hopefully you subscribe, and we got a lot more going on. After this show later on this evening, we have the Daughters of the Divine Joy, and that will be with Diane Anderson Butts, and she has a hell of a show. Now, usually we talk politics on Tuesday. We have a show known as Politics. Hand in hand politics, got it? And then on Monday, we have Mental Health Mondays with Hope. If you guys like to leave a comment, you have anything that you think that maybe we should be discussing, we don't talk about, talk over, I'm here. On Tuesday, you have a young man. His name is Ronald Yates, and you can try to debate him. You heard what I said, right? You can try to debate him, okay? Because when you want to talk about someone that's well versed on what's going on around the world, he's definitely that person. He's definitely that man, and I'm glad to have him as a partner as we do our shows and go through what we need to do. In the future, we plan to bring you some other shows, something about health and wellness. So people need to know what's going on with your body, know when to go get a flu shot, maybe colonoscopies, different problems. So we're going to bring a show into like that. And then we'll have Jeannie Ruiz, financial literacy. Very smart woman, very talented. And she'll be back on and she'll have a show, and hopefully you guys will enjoy that. So my name is Kendall Stevenson, and this is the Empowerment Show. And again, I'd like to thank the young lady for coming on. So let's give her a round of applause. Hey, all right then.
My
So
pleasure.
until next time, we'll wrap to you later. It's time for us to close out the show. Okay. Again, my name is Kendall Stevenson, and thank you guys again for coming on the Empowerment Show on the Empowerment Network, which is the PA Empowerment Network. You can always look us up on the PAEmpowermentNetwork.com, or you can tune into the PAEmpowerment.net or just net, the PA Empowerment Network, which you can tune in like you're tuning in now. All right. Again, I'm Kendall Stevenson. Thank you guys very much for tuning in, and hopefully we'll see you later on today. Be yourself. Everybody else is taken. Peace.
Welcome to the Empowerment Show, when knowledge meets action. Yeah. We break down barriers to financial literacy. Speak truth to power, real conversation. Oh, voices that inspire change, challenging the status quo. Tools for building wealth, taking control. Your future starts right now. This is the